So I know y'all all know what the periodic table is. You've seen it before. You at least saw it in 6th grade. But do you know how to use it? Do you know what all this information means? You're going to really soon. You're going to know what every number on here means, because every number means something, and it actually tells us something about each element. The good news is we got this cheat box. I call this up here our cheat box because it tells us the answer. It tells us what this number is and what this number is. So let's zoom in. Our cheat box, which is on the same periodic table that's in your notebook, you have this in the beginning of your notebook, tells us that this top number is the atomic number. So the top number is the atomic number. That uniquely identifies every element. This bottom number is the atomic mass. The atomic mass always has a decimal. The atomic number is always a whole number. The atomic mass has a decimal. So it's 28.085. The symbol is in the middle. The symbol always starts with a capital letter. Sometimes it's one letter, sometimes it's two, but the first letter is always capital. That's a rule. And then you have the name. The name could be on the bottom or the top. So you have your notes page today. This is the left-hand side. Let's fill this in together. I'm going to zoom in a little bit. Oops, let me go back. I forgot something. Okay, so at the very top, it tells you that on the periodic table, every element can be identified by the atomic number or the top number. The top number is kind of like your ID number, or your driver's license. So nobody in the school has the same ID number as you. Nobody in the world has the same driver's license number as me. If someone wanted to identify me, they could use my driver's license. If someone wanted to identify this element, they could use the atomic number. So since we were just talking about it, let's fill in that atomic number first. So the orange arrow is pointing to the number 6. 6 is carbon's atomic number. The pink arrow is pointing to carbon. That's just the element's name. The yellow arrow is pointing to C. That's the symbol. For carbon, there's only one letter, but sometimes there's two. It's always capital. And then the green arrow is pointing to the atomic mass. The atomic mass is always on the bottom, and it has a decimal. So if we think about our story from Matterville, in Matterville there was 2 sisters, and they were the big girl sisters. Both of them had a large mass. So that was protons and neutrons. So the protons and neutrons are added together to make the atomic mass. So if you add carbon's number of protons and neutrons, you would get about 12. That's where that number comes from. So to help you remember which number, because sometimes you'll get this number on top and the number on bottom confused. So the number on top is the atomic number, and it's like a driver's license. So when you look at the tile, the element tile, imagine that the element's standing there and it's holding its driver's license up over its head so that you know who it is. It's holding up number 10 so that you know this is neon. And on the bottom, it's standing on a scale. So it's on a scale and it's telling us its mass. Now, more than one element can have the same mass. You and someone else can have the same mass, but they all have a different atomic number or identification. So on top, it's like they're holding up their driver's license, and on bottom, it's like they're standing on a scale. That's their mass. On the right side of your notes, you have some practice. I'm just going to do one of them with you, and you're going to do the rest on your own. So for the left part of this page, it tells you to drag a tile here. So you see that this says it's atomic number 5. So you're going to go to your periodic table in your notebook, and you're going to find the element with atomic number 5. Remember, 5 is atomic number is the number on top. It's like their ID. They're holding up their driver's license. And then down here, you're gonna drag these tiles to the correct spot. So these are draggable. You can drag them and you can move them to the right spot. And then you have 3 questions. Let's do this one in orange. No, never mind. Let's do the yellow one. It says, how many electrons does helium contain? How many electrons? Well, electrons are the same as the atomic number, or the number on top, the ID. So go find helium on your periodic table. When I look at my periodic table, I see that helium is atomic number 2. So that means it has 2 electrons. So you're going to drag these tiles, and then you're going to answer these 2 questions. And you're going to copy these notes, and you're going to add them into your notebook before you submit your assignment. So finish your right side, and then copy and paste your notes.